on hour 8 of being in line for the Coachella camping.
Have you been waiting for the opportunity to spend thousands of dollars to cosplay homelessness in the desert for 4 nights? Would you wait in a hellscape of traffic for 12 hours for the honor of being able to sleep in your car? And more importantly, would you pay $1,000 for a parking spot so that way you could do the aforementioned sleeping in the car?
How much did Isabel Wallace spend on this car camping pass for Coachella? Size of my head, like, this little thing is usually $375 for the preferred pass. I had to do a payment plan for this shit. $1,028. Oh my God!
Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, then I have the music festival for you. Coachella, where Anne Hathaway met her fake boy band boyfriend in that one Amazon age gap romance. Coachella, named after the Coachella Valley that it takes place in, a yearly opportunity for influencers and celebrities to take private jets paid for by brands for a 25-minute spin from LA to Indio, California, to engage in a weekend of fit checks, exclusive parties, and gorgeous Airbnbs, with a side of music mixed in there somewhere. But if you're a normie, you're gonna be paying $600 minimum for a general admission, and hauling your grandfather's Buick out from LA for a 2-hour-long drive, arriving to what can only be described as a shit show of cars that puts even the Fast and the Furious to shame. And again, that parking pass ain't come cheap.
Guess how much this costs?
This is the Coachella camping preferred parking pass.
Not even as big as my hand. Guess how much of this is worth?
$400. But guess how much we paid?
$800.
Listen, with all due respect to these two, and I'm not a financial advisor here, but are you really in a financial position to be paying $800 for a parking spot? I mean, this car looks like it's begging to be put down. There's like claw marks on the roof. I mean, was this car previously owned by Taylor Lautner? Cause I know some werewolf shit when I see it. But okay, look, we're doing it for the plot. Afterpay the $600 general admission ticket. Afterpay the $800 parking spot. And let's get going. Well, I hope you didn't eat or drink anything on your drive over to the valley, cause like I said, it'll take about 12 hours to get to your parking spot.
In case anybody's wondering how car camping is going at Coachella, we've been here since 2:30. It's noon and we're still not even set up. Coachella, what is going on?
We can't drink water. We can't go pee. They won't let us into any of the restrooms. No bathrooms except for the staff, and the staff won't let us in. We're starving, but we don't want to eat, because if we eat, apparently people ahead of us were shitting in the bushes, and the cops were called, so that stopped the fucking line for another half an hour, because people are shitting themselves in the bushes, so we can't eat. We haven't eaten since I ate 4 donuts at 3 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
That's it. I've drank 1 thing of water
I
in
haven't
8
even
hours.
finished my water.
Can't finish the water. Can't do anything but sit here in the fucking... Our car is overheating. My phone has overheated twice.
My camera doesn't work on my car. How am I supposed to...
Listen guys, I'm not gonna lie here, having to take an emergency in the bushes sounds like a non-ideal way to start your Coachella experience. And knowing myself, if I went to this, I'd end up being the guy who ends up parking his car next to that bush and sleeping on it. We all know that there won't be any accountability for this, but making people sit in their cars for 12 hours should be criminal. It's a health disaster waiting to happen. Of course people are gonna be taking matters into their own hands in the bushes, peeing in cups, pleading for access to the bathrooms, going hungry, thirsty.
Coachella, what the hell are you doing? We have been stuck in line for nearly 10 hours. We showed up here for camping at 3 in the morning and got in line. It's almost 1 p.m. right now. We still haven't even gone through security, and everyone around us has been here for just the same amount of time. It's 100 degrees outside. People's cars are overheating. They're running out of gas. There are no bathrooms anywhere for us to use. There's staff porta potties people are being denied access to. People who've been waiting there in their car for 10 plus hours. People have literally been using the bathroom behind bushes like animals, and they paid like over $600 to be here. This whole experience has been so disappointing, and it's been extremely dehumanizing. People are pissed. The news is here. People are fighting and cutting each other in line. Someone in my group got sideswept being cut in line, and another woman literally got hit by a car because she was trying to block them from cutting in front of her. This is a complete shit show. I don't know what Coachella's gonna do to fix this, but it better be big.
This is why I could never go to this event, unless I'm filthy rich, because I tap out about 2 hours into this parking disaster. I'm not degrading myself into rationing Entenim's donuts for energy. And more importantly, I'm not gonna be the guy who's pushing my car through the security line because we ran out of gas 10 hours in.
People literally ran out of gas.
Or their car broke down.
Or their car broke down and they're literally out here pushing their car through the security line.
My ego could not handle the loss of aura that pushing a car in 100-degree heat to go see Lady Gaga would require. Y'all stay safe, but that ain't me. But let's say you're a better person than me, and you make it inside, and find out that your bougie preferred parking spot turns out to basically be bullshit. Because it's a free-for-all and people are just grabbing parking spots like they're toilet paper at the beginning of COVID.
So Coachella car camping is a mess this year. We've been here for like over 2 hours and we still have no clue where we're going. People are just setting up their campsites in random spots, even though that's for sure not where we're supposed to be camping at. Also, up there was an accident and people were all throwing stuff at each other.
But whatever, you made it in. You found a parking spot, even if it's not your parking spot. You're ready to set up your campsite. What's the experience of car camping at Coachella really like? And this is where the blame for this show starts to go from being on the promoters and organizers to being a bit on the attendees. Because according to TikTok, Coachella car camping is akin to being locked in a concentration camp.
People made it look so easy. Me and my best friend are not doing well. We waited 6.5 hours in line for security to let us in the heat. Contemplated leaving and getting a hotel room. I'm not really the nature girly, you know? My house stays on 68. I have some mini Takis here.
I mean, this lady is gripping those blue Takis like it's the only thing keeping her tethered to this reality. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think a lot of these people understood what car camping is. It's just camping, even if it's next to your car. With all due respect to this lady, I don't know what people made it look easy means. You are out in the desert where it's 100 degrees outside. There's wind, so dust is just flying around. And it looks like the average person just brought one of those like tailgate tents to hang out under, which is not gonna do well when the wind picks up and now you're getting a mouthful of sand. You have no protection from the elements, as this lady's friend found out.
Last night when she was sleeping outside, the dust was so bad, there was like a layer of dust on her face. So she put the portable shower over her bed. And it worked, right?
I mean, guys, we have f***ing snakes out here, okay? I'm not talking about the influencers. I'm talking about real-ass motherfucking snakes.
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this
Coachella parking lot. Just because you're in a field with thousands of other people doesn't mean that the rules of camping safely do not still apply. Set up an actual tent, stay hydrated, and if you're not comfortable with being a little uncomfortable, camping might not be for you. I mean, some of these influencers are framing their TikToks like they're in the trenches of World War I.
To bed. This is how I set up my space. And I'm gonna close this. Anyway.
But hey, if you got a little more money to spend, the next step up from car camping is paying $300 to stay at the Coachella Glory Hole Hotel. And again, folks, if you ever find yourself staying at a hotel that has a rainforest cafe themed freak factory included, then your commitment to attending this music festival might have gone too far. But back to our working class car camping comrades, make sure you get up early on day one, because at 8 a.m. the line to take a shower will be an hour, maybe 2, and you'll have to be covering your mouth in order to protect yourself from the constant flow of dust. Okay, I think the narrative I've spun here has run its course. The point is, at the low end of Coachella this year, some people are not having fun. I mean, you've got people giving quotes to the news, comparing the experience to Fyre Festival. Clearly the organizers goofed something here, especially around the parking situation, because 12 hours to park your car is crazy. Truly, there is nothing more American than ordering DoorDash, Dunkin' Donuts while waiting in line for 12 hours in traffic, so respect to these folks. But parking situation aside, is anyone not surprised by the state of this thing? It's 650,000 people descending on the desert, most of whom have probably never been camping in their lives. There are going to be logistical challenges, and in the vaguest sense of the word, hardships. To the extent that you could call taking a prison shower or paying $90 for a tray of wings a hardship. I think this thing is just like going to Disneyland, right? For some, it's gonna be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and for others, it's gonna feel like the equivalent of getting robbed in broad daylight. I've never been to Coachella, so I really don't know if it's truly worse than it ever has been, or if this is another symptom of social media amplifying everything that's negative. Especially with everyone who are seeing these TikToks, commenting, "Thank you for curing my FOMO. Coachella looks horrible," or some version of that sentiment. But like I keep telling you guys, this is why I stay over on Rich Talk. I do not want to see all these losers getting heat stroke on my FYP. This is why when I rewatch the Titanic, I'm always skipping the scenes with Jack. I am not trying to see what's going down in third class. And we all know his broke ass dies at the end anyway, so it's a complete waste of my time. I'll go to Coachella, but best believe I'm going to be moving like my New Jersey queen Alex Earl. I'm trying to be sitting poolside at the Guess Jeans house and being driven around by golf cart like I'm the Pope. At a bare minimum, I'm trying to be with the middle class at the Safari Campground, which starts at $10,000 for what can only be described as a moderately gentrified tent experience.
Paid $11,000 for ours for the weekend. We got the room with one single bed. We have a fridge right here where we store drinks and stuff like that. They gave us this little table right here. We did some decorations from stuff we got on AliExpress.
But this is as low as I'm willing to go. 10 bands for an air-conditioned tent. All of a sudden, $1,000 for car camping doesn't seem that bad. And it's come to my attention that people, as always, are mad about the brands who are flying out influencers and paying exorbitant prices to house them in mansions. And to those people I say sorry, but I can't hear you over the sound of the private jet taking off, with the Erwan Harris on board who's taking time off from hawking us $19 strawberries to show my broke ass her all expense paid trip to Coachella.
Guess always makes this experience so seamless and so much fun. We were so spoiled that we got to fly private to the desert, which was only about a 25-minute flight. They gave us the most amazing breakfast, Pop's bagels with caviar. This was so good.
Murdering the planet for a 25-minute flight to Coachella with bagels with caviar served on board. I mean, who among you is not ready to buy some Guess jeans right now? Does this influencer marketing even work anymore, or does it just piss the pores off? I don't know, I'm not even gonna pretend to know, but it seems a little crazy to me. But I do know this, after seeing how the other side is living, these influencers are doing it right. Why are you hating on them? They might be the only rational people at this festival. They are getting paid to be there. They're networking, they're living large. While on the clock, they're not paying $30 for a burrito that they're gonna have to shit out an hour later in a bush before returning to the UN refugee camp that they're living in. Once again, the internet is continuously flabbergasted, shocked, dismayed even, to find out that obscene amounts of money can in fact buy you more comfortable experiences in this world. Like the split screen between the influencers over in the Capitol and all y'all over in District 12 is truly beautiful. It's money, money, money. And money can also buy you political power, by the way, because Coachella's billionaire owner, Philip Anschutz, is an extreme conservative who has donated millions of dollars to pro-life, pro-gun, anti-LGBTQ, and climate change denialism efforts. So if you missed out on Coachella this year, just tell everybody it's because you're not supporting Philip Anschutz or any of his businesses, because you know, this guy. But look, ultimately, I think this Coachella discussion comes about every year, and there's always a certain degree of people who are just hating because they can't be there, which is 100% valid, but also, has the experience actually gotten worse over the years? I think that's a more open question. I do think that it's gotten a lot more expensive though, prohibitively so for most people. Again, I think the camping isn't crazy in a vacuum, but the amount of money you're spending to do it. I mean, you're probably out $2,000 for the weekend to live in your car, and that's assuming that you're not flying in from outside the LA area. I'm not at a place where it's worth it to me, guys. I think it's cool to see your favorite celebrities out and about and all that, but I'm not flying across the country to spend thousands of dollars to frat flick for 4 days, and ogle call me by your name, shoving his tongue down the throat of the makeup Kardashian. The juice just ain't worth the squeeze for your boy. But prices aside, I'm sure that everyone who did go had a great time. I feel like unless it's Fyre Festival, it's pretty hard not to have a good time at an event like this. I mean, Bernie Sanders is bringing out Claro. Those are my two goats right there. Arguing with your friends about whether you're gonna go see F. Cuckers or Infected Mushroom. That's what a festival is all about. But my problem is that you can get that experience at pretty much any other music festival. Like, I'm sure, vast majority of people are going to Coachella for the music, but there's a certain degree of people who are just going to Coachella to say they went to Coachella. And there's nothing wrong with that, but those are probably the people who are hating themselves melting under that tarp, because you weren't really committed to the bit. And don't even get me started on all these Brits entering the chat, saying, oh, you lads wouldn't last a night at a British music festival. Listen guys, this is a country that almost had an armed revolution because people had to wear a mask to go to Chili's for a couple months. This is a nation that is confounded by the idea of having to drive a manual car, and that would collapse in no more than 3 weeks if air conditioning didn't exist. We don't do inconveniences. Let us be. You guys don't have to worry about overheating in the sun, because the last time you saw the sun, you could still fly to France without needing a passport. But I digress. Apparently the big brain, if you know move, is just to go for the second weekend of Coachella anyway, when all the influencers leave town and there's a bit less of a crowd. So if seeing Justin Bieber isn't an absolute must for you, it's probably a better idea to just wait and get a chill experience by going to Weekend 2. But look, thanks for tuning into this year's Hunger Games, guys. You all let me know how much you'd pay for the honor of seeing Benson Boone live, and if it's more than $200, you're wrong. And if you're a brand who will bring me to Coachella next year, please reach out. I will literally say or do anything you tell me to. Don't need a jet, as long as I get running water and barricade at F. Cuckers. Amen. And if you think I'm out of touch, I'll make sure to make a TikTok of me cooling off in the Guess Jeans pool, so you can see me staying cool before your phone overheats.